Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, back to you. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of That's Not How the Force Works. Today, CG released the next couple requirements for the Galactic Legend Leia grind. They released the fan favorite and wish-listed Scout Trooper. We wanted Scout Trooper in the game for a long time, though the Imperial Remnant, which is... it's not my favorite. It's gonna confuse a few different people, including myself. I don't know what to do with it, guys. So instead of dwelling on that, let's dwell on how awesome my patrons are. Guys, thank you so much for your support. I think there's 2 people that need to be added to this list, and I really appreciate you. We just haven't added you yet, so please hang tight. Welcome to all the things. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you a ton. And guys, just as always, if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that like button, subscribe, comment, mount the algorithm with me. It's a good time, folks. It's really just fun. Hit those buttons and ding the bell. Guys, remember when there was a bell to ding? There still is a bell. Just go ring one. There is a bell. That's how that name came about. Some YouTuber was exclaiming about bells. Okay, so... new requirements. They look pretty good, actually. So Scout Trooper, we're excited about this. We're just going to gloss it over. And then, otherwise, R2-D2, for a lot of people, was already Relic 7 for a different grind. What grind was that? I don't care. That's the one I remember. Captain Han Solo and Rolo already required in the Jedi Knight Luke grind, which you already need for Jabba and for Jedi Master Luke. Chief Chirpa, most people have him at least gear 11, maybe gear 10 if you are bad at the game. No, if you wanted to go really cheap and not have to use Ewoks again, he needs to be Relic 3 anyways now. And it's like, hey, we kind of expected maybe some Ewoks would show up, but they might Ewok themselves into the requirements, and it's only Relic 3. It's like, hey, thanks for being reasonable, CG. Relic 5, like, you only have to get Cholo and Rolo up a couple more Relic levels. That's not bad. R2-D2, yes, it's 7 to 8, but that's just 1 Relic level. They're already all required. Scout Trooper, not required for anything. Now remember, folks, let's rewind a little bit. Remember how they announced when Leia was first out, they were like, oh, and by the way, here are the 3 Marquee characters that are going to be released. There's Drogon, the Dragon Man himself. They drogue him on in here, and he's a new original character, and he's apparently really good. He's presumably a requirement character. I guess they didn't explicitly say that. Like, they explicitly said Captain Rex and Princess Nisa, the yogurt girl, whatever her name is, Nusa. So those 2, and Captain Rex is such a great, go farm him, guys. Like right now, even though he's not accelerated, he's such a good character. I'm really excited for him. But Jabba, when he was announced, they didn't give us the exact Marquee characters, but they did eventually require 3 different Marquee characters. And so it was like, okay, so we have Drogon Man, we have Rex, and we have Princess Nusa, and that's it. Just like Jabba, we have 3 Marquees. Thanks, CG. Like, okay, now we can predict all these other characters and things that are like, oh yeah, all these other characters are required, but like we were in some way we had like this false sense of security of like, oh well, they're not going to add a 4th Marquee to it, but just because Jabba had 3, they set the precedent. They've never done 4. So, like, just kind of skipping that idea for just a sec, the other requirements right now are super easy. It's crazy easy. Wicket, one of the best Ewoks out there, which isn't really saying that much, but if you're going to have someone geared well, it's probably going to be him or maybe Peplu or Chirpa. And then otherwise, Lando you already had. Akbar's been a fleet captain, and his fleet used to not suck back when he had Millennium Falcon on it, and it was countering the meta back not too long ago, before the dark days, before the Empire took over as the off-meta counter. But like I said, this all seems very reasonable, to be honest, guys. Very easy requirements. The thing you need to remember, guys, is the real cost of this Galactic Legend isn't going to be the insanely high relic costs that they're going to charge, maybe, but so far they haven't done any relic 9s. I mean, if they're going to, it's probably only going to be 1 or 2, but it's probably going to seem pretty reasonable. Like, hey, like a lot of these characters you already have, they're older characters, so you don't even need to put a lot of gear on them. I mean, Rolo takes like what, 8 or 9 Carbantis. She's insane, but you've already got her to relics. You don't have to put Carbanti on her for the most part. And then the thing is, we're also going to need 28 relic levels for these characters, which is, I mean, we don't know about Drogon yet, but probably relic 7, maybe even higher. And for Marquees, man, it's a lot of Marquees, in fact, that they're requiring from us. And this isn't me whining exactly, to be real clear, guys. This is good for my main account, and maybe even for my alt, but you have to think that the people who are going to be rush farming Leia are going to be paying a lot more for an extra character, because we're not really set up to do a 4th character that easily anyways. If you look at the cost, now this is a really rough estimate because there's too many assumptions that you have to make that we just don't have yet. Like, where is Noosa going to be farmable in? Where is the Scout Trooper going to be farmable? What about Dragon Man? Where is he going to be farmable? We don't know that. We don't know when Leia's going to be released, so maybe we can kind of light farm these characters until it gets to the point where it's more crucial. But if we want to refresh once per day, so that's like 10 attempts on a hard node, that's approximately, if you want to get them in 3 months time, that's about 2,100 crystals just in refreshes per character. So just in refreshes, it's 8,400 crystals. That doesn't count how much energy it costs. That doesn't account for a lot of different things, frankly, but just approximately, it's going to, just in refreshes, guys, it's a lot of crystals for refreshes. If you want to get these characters in 2 months, you're spending basically a vault's worth of crystals just on refreshes for these 4 characters. If you want to try 15 attempts a day and get the character unlocked to 7 stars in 2 months, and then once you get them unlocked, you have to go from gear 1 all the way to relic 7, which is a lot, and it's hard to plan for that many. For 4 characters worth of relic 7, I'm not saying it's undoable. It is challenging to plan that far ahead, and it's all designed to help goad us into spending money, right? Like that's what CG's good at. They're like, hey, here's a bunch of characters you already have, so you think you're close, you think you're almost there. You're like, this is awesome. They've announced 10 characters, and I already have 7 of them done. 7 are finished, and the other ones I'm excited for. And your excitement kind of masks the idea that you're gonna have to pay for these 4 characters in one way or another. You're gonna have to pay time, effort, resources, something, crystals, your firstborn. I don't know. Get your second, get your middleborn, guys. No one cares about them, except for CG. No. I don't really care, honestly, that they're doing this. This is sneaky of them, though, because it's kind of just like, hey, we only announced 3 characters for Marquees, and now there's actually going to be a 4th one, which kind of makes some sense. You know, Scout Trooper would have been 100% my first prediction for Leia if they had not announced 3 Marquees for her initially. Like, Scout Trooper would have absolutely been a requirement prediction of mine. I just didn't think I didn't see it coming, guys. I didn't think that they were going to add a 4th Marquee. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have. I just, these requirements look so reasonable, and I don't want people to fall into this trap of, hey, it's cheap, it's easy. A lot of people were like, hey, this is great. I'm not gonna get these characters for a while anyways because I have to farm them, so I'm gonna immediately like go spend all the relics I've been hoarding on other things, which I get that, and that's not necessarily bad planning, frankly. It's just, you know, maybe wait to celebrate just a little bit, just to see if you can, I don't know. We just want to make good decisions, right, guys? And if you spend all your gear on things that you don't need, then it's going to cost you in stress or time or frustration or money if you don't have the resources when you need them. The other thing to remember, guys, so for a while they've been announcing through different mediums that there's going to be another big post about the new Endor raid, and it'll be here tomorrow. So I'm recording the night before, so the day that this video is released, it should be today, in fact, because they couldn't get it approved, apparently, the people who needed to give their mushroom stamp of approval. They weren't available today, so hopefully tomorrow. And I don't know if it's going to be a road ahead. I don't know what it's going to be. I know that they're going to talk about the new raid a little bit at least, and that's exciting. So keep your eyes peeled for that, or stay tuned, or whatever. We'll get more information there. And then I did want to point out one other thing. So they resized Thrawn. Apparently they made him tiny. It's actually, I don't know if he's really tiny. This view of him really doesn't do him any good, though. He looks real little. He looks like an Oompa Loompa is what he looks like, a blue one, a Bloompa Loompa. And they also changed Ahsoka Fulcrum to look like Rosario Dawson, who's the actress who plays Ahsoka in the, you know, live action Ahsoka shows and Mandalorian and stuff. So I'm excited. I like that change. I don't think I needed to do that for Thrawn, frankly. I think Thrawn looked fine as was, but they're trying to hype the movie or the new show, and I get that. That's fine. I just thought it was funny because he just looks so little, doesn't he? He looks like the littlest guy. You just want to take him home and punch him in the face because he does some pretty awful things, actually. So you don't want to take him home. Don't do that, guys. He's feral. But it did make me laugh. I thought of a caption for this, guys, for the encapsulation of this whole situation. So it looks like Thrawn. He's so little now. It's like he's crouching, and we don't know where Drogon is yet. He's hiding. And so we should make a movie out of it and call it Crouching Thrawn, Hidden Drogon. Alright, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Is CG reasonable? Let's find out.